Hi everyone, I'm Nick Altmeyer with linkinglewiscounty.com. I'm joined here today by Sheriff Mike Carpinelli, Caitlin Lawler, who is the director of the Lewis County Youth Bureau, and Brandon Arthur, who is a patrolman with the Lowville Police Department. So we're all gathered here today to talk a little bit about the Lewis County Night Out event, which is coming up on September 5th. So Caitlin, Youth Bureau is kind of overseeing and puts together the the Night Out event in Lewis County. So tell us a little bit about what you have planned for that night.
Yeah, so we're excited. We work with other organizations too, like a volunteer team that helps me put it together, so I'm thankful for that. It's a national event. I think it's been happening in Lewis County more than 10 years or so, so we're happy to keep it going. The focus is on bringing the community together with law enforcement and other agencies, first responders, things like that, so they can learn what they do, have those interactions, conversations, but we also invite other local agencies just so they can have their resources out and interact with the public too.
Okay, so the event is held at the Fairgrounds, and it generally, I think last year it might have been in August, but usually it's like that first weekend after school gets back together and things like that. So some of the things that are going on, you have free parking and admission, and pretty much everything is free that night. So it's just a great opportunity for families and kids to come out and have those positive interactions with not only members of law enforcement, but you have all kinds of first responders there, and other community action organizations are there as well that people can learn more about. But I think the focus of the event, when it first came to be, was giving the opportunity for children and younger adults to have those positive engagements with law enforcement, kind of in a more relaxed setting. So when an emergency actually does happen, they kind of are familiar with what your guys' role is and what you're there to do and things like that. So I always think that's important. Sheriff, I know that you've been part of the Night Out event, pretty much since the beginning, as long as we've covered it anyway. So tell us a little bit about what the Sheriff's Department brings to the event.
The number of things, one being the dog, the canine all the time, is a big hit usually with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch her get excited when she's going to search for something and sniff it out, and to watch the handler work so close as partners. They're truly partners together, and it just shows the community that there's several different uses for the dog within the agency and for the county. And then another part of it too is we're doing the drone this year.
Okay.
The drone's a new piece of equipment.
Yes.
We've had it for about over a year now.
Okay.
It's a fantastic item to have as far as locating lost people.
Right.
Finding a suspect in a wooded area, especially with some of the latest technology that's equipped with it. And it's just also been a great talking piece as well too. But it's fantastic for weather events and things of that sort to help out.
Right.
Especially with emergency management, highway departments and things, and coordinating when there's a lot of damage down in wires and things. So
right.
It'll be a lot of fun that night, and we really appreciate Caitlin putting everything together as she does. And it's a lot of work, and we would definitely appreciate to see more people come to it at each event, to build up the amount of people and bring the children out. They need to interact with the police officers and law enforcement in a positive manner, to see that not just watching us on the news or hearing some of the negative stuff in the other media outlets that aren't as positive as yours is, Nick, and we appreciate that all the time with you. So it's going to be a great night. We're looking forward to it. Right.
And a lot of times when kids have an interaction with a police agency or first responders, it's always in an emergency situation, and if they don't know the interaction or what your guys' purpose actually is in the community, it can make things a little bit more stressful or difficult for both parties. So definitely important. And that brings us to Brandon. The Lowville Police Department always does a great job with the child ID badges, and you guys are they called badges? Child ID cards. Yeah. Yep. Okay. And I always see you manning the booth, and printing them out. And tell us a little bit about that program and what it means and how that's a free service to the community that you guys provide.
So basically, it's a free service. We actually got a new machine last year with some help from other organizations, stuff like that. So we'll have it there, and we try to get everybody to update their cards yearly, especially with back to school. It's nice, get a new photo of the kids, all their information, all that stuff is updated in case it ever is needed. And we just hope everybody comes out and has a fun time.
So it is recommended that even if you have an ID card or have gotten an ID card from you guys in the past, that it's an important, and you can do it again and get them every year, because you want to have a current photo and current height, weight information and things like that. So
yeah, we normally recommend every year, just because, especially with the kids, so much changes in a year, and that's usually why we recommend a year.
Okay, so you guys will be there that night doing
so we'll be
the
there
ID
that
cards.
night.
Okay, and we always see you at lots of other events, the Cream Cheese Festival, the fair, things like that. But for parents that might not be able to get to you during the event, or it's a little busy or something like that, are there other opportunities where you do the
so
ID
we do
cards?
quite a few events. If you're not able to make it to National Night Out or Cream Cheese Fest, if you contact our office, we can usually let you know when our next event is. And
Okay, so you can make arrangements to have
that's
somebody.
usually what we try to do.
Okay, perfect. So as far as the PD view of things, like outside of the child ID cards, what else do you guys do for the night out event?
So we usually have a car there on display, and this year our chief is going to be in the dunk booth. So that'll be
we're
exciting.
going to talk about that. Yes.
So,
Okay, so that's new. So people, if you've come to the night out event in past years, you're going to be familiar with the K9 demonstration. Obviously, the drone demonstration is new this year, so that should be a big draw for people to kind of see how that program works. And you got a couple of, I don't know if they're called drone handlers, like the K9 handlers, but you have a team that specifically works with the drone, so I'm sure they'll be there.
The pilots. Yeah,
the pilots. Okay, there you go. So the drone pilots will be there, kind of showing and demonstrating how that works. One of the new draws this year is going to be a dunk booth, though. So tell us a little bit, Caitlin, about how that's going to work.
Yeah, so we wanted to spark more interaction with people actually stopping by the agencies, mingling, having those conversations. So we thought a fun thing would be to introduce a dunk tank.
Yes.
So everyone that comes in, and this is for adults and youth, they can both get a little card. If you stop by 5 different agencies, they will stamp it or punch it, and then you can take that to the dunk tank, and that's 3 free throws at it. So
Okay.
and we did get some volunteers, so the chief of police is going to be one of them. We have 2 superintendents from local school districts, the county clerk, and then someone from FLAC Broadcasting.
Okay, so there's going to be some opportunities to for some dunking. So is that going to be, so the event, I don't know if we mentioned the event runs 4:30 to 7:30. Is the dunk tank open the whole time, or is there
That's
a
going to
certain
start
window?
at 5:30.
At 5:30,
So the event starts
okay.
at 4:30. We're going to do the opening ceremony at 5. That's when we're going to honor some fallen firefighters.
Okay.
Take that for recognition. Just talk about the night, and then after that is when everything will kind of kick off. I think we have the K9 scheduled for 6 p.m.
Okay, perfect. So you talked about earning throws at the dunk tank, visiting the organizations that are going to be in the pavilion there. Can you talk a little bit about give us an example of some of the organizations that we might see there, and like what the interactions are?
We invite everyone because we want everyone that's in Lewis County to come. So some of them are going to be like the traumatic loss team, Pivot, all the agencies. So whoever shows up, and I like that you mentioned it's under the pavilion, because in past years we have had it in the Leroy Nichols building, but we wanted the people that are tabling to be able to have an outside view of like the vehicles and stuff going on outside. So
perfect.
That's why it's moved into the pavilion this year.
Okay, perfect.
The Sons of the American Legion are going to be the ones volunteering to cook the hot dogs that we get from stewards. So
so I don't know if we mentioned we had a pre-interview little meeting about talking about some of this stuff. So I don't know if we mentioned that the free hot dog and water is back like you guys normally do. But I think this year you said that there will be food trucks available for food for purchase for additional options. So everything is free at the event, but you will have some food trucks this year. So if people want something, more than just a hot dog, they will have the opportunity.
Yep, different options. So
so they'll be lined up at the fairgrounds as well. Some food truck vendors.
They'll kind of be on the back of the grandstand lined up.
Okay. And then you talked a little bit about, getting volunteers for the dunk tank. So basically you talk through to some of the organizations, and all the people tabled at the event are going to be people that have an impact in the community. So you mentioned the traumatic loss team, Pivot. So those are all community-facing organizations that provide services to residents here in Lewis County. So it's just an opportunity for people to learn a little bit more about some of those organizations. So you visit 5 of them, then you get your 3 balls to throw out the dunk tank.
And
Okay.
another thing I forgot to mention too is we do this every year, but local donations from the community so that we can have giveaways.
Okay.
We have a musician that will be under the gazebo, and he'll be announcing like the different items and whoever's ticket is drawn.
Okay. And you touched at it a little bit when you were talking before, but every year, one of the highlights of the Night Out event is you guys will recognize a certain group. So in the past, there's been law enforcement officers, there's been canines, there's been ambulance agencies. I remember one year. So this year, can you talk? You said fallen firefighters. Do you just want to mention a little bit more about what the recognition is going to look like this year?
Yeah, we like to change it every year. So switch up who we're going to be honoring,
Yes.
but make sure we do all the different agencies. So
Yes.
we try and pick one department or agency per year to kind of keep it all together. One of my team members mentioned firefighters, so we have 4 that we will be honoring. We just take that time. We have some plaques made to give them or their families in honor, and then we have Father Sam Lundy does a prayer afterwards.
Okay.
The Boy Scouts do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, yeah. Okay, perfect. So last point to touch on is that, and it's always a big draw as well, and it's always weather dependent, but you guys are expecting the helicopter to land and kind of have a demonstration, and the kids and adults can go up and kind of, touch the helicopter, see what's going on. I think you can.
They can get close to it.
You can
yeah.
get close to it. Okay.
And as far as I know, it's going to be Mercy Flight and LifeNet. So
so you might have 2
in
this year.
case something comes up.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, perfect. So last thing, just a reminder, and we'll pop this up on the screen once again. Lewis County Night Out event is September 5th. It's right at the Fairgrounds here in Lowville, and the event starts at 4:30 and runs until 7:30. And Caitlin will just give you an opportunity if you want to mention some of the sponsors that help put this night together. I know the Youth Bureau does it. And
We also work with NERCL, Lewis County Opportunities. We have some community members that are just a part of it, help out. So,
Perfect.
and we're always looking, whoever wants to join the team and volunteer every year, they're always welcome.
Okay.
Email me.
All right. So, Sheriff, anything else you want to add for the Night Out event coming up?
No, just really want the community to show up. Show up and support everything that's going on. What everybody does. To give back. It's a way of saying thanks to those organizations that help the community out. And the police especially appreciate the feedback and the interaction with the community in a good atmosphere. So.
Yes. It's just a great, fun, family-friendly event that's held every year, and especially, getting back to school, summer is behind us, and, getting into fall, and it always just seems like, everyone has a great time, and it's just a lot of fun that night. So anything else you want to add from the police department's perspective?
No, we just hope everybody comes out and we can continue to do it every year and just continue to grow the event and have a good time.
Okay. Anything else you want to add, Caitlin?
Yeah, I think we covered it all.
Okay.
Same thing as them, just come on out.
All right. So we look forward to seeing everyone out at the Lewis County Night Out event on September 5th, 4:30 to 7:30 at the Fairgrounds. See you there.